Ever wanted to create your own game but felt overwhelmed by expensive software, complicated licensing, or steep learning curves? Fret not, for there's a powerful game engine that's completely free, open source, and beginner friendly. We're diving into Godot today, an incredible game development tool that's making waves in the indie development community, and that might just be the perfect fit for you. Oh, and even if you're not planning to build the next big indie hit, stick around, because game development isn't just about making games. It's actually one of the best ways to learn programming, logic, problem solving, and even creativity. You learn all the basic concepts like loops, variables, functions, and object-oriented programming in a way that's fun and interactive. Whether you want to be a software developer or just improve your coding skills, game development is a fantastic way to level up your brain while having a blast. Game development can feel overwhelming, especially for beginners. Many popular engines like Unity and Unreal Engine come with expensive licenses and steep learning curves, making the process frustrating. To make matters worse, some for-profit companies have a history of misleading their users by frequently changing their terms of service. Indie developers, hobbyists, and students therefore need to protect themselves by choosing a free, lightweight, and beginner-friendly game engine instead. A prime example of this is when Unity attempted to introduce a controversial runtime fee, which would have retroactively charged developers for game installs, meaning they'd have to pay for projects they had already released under previous terms. This sudden change shattered trust and made many developers realize that Unity could rewrite the rules at any time, putting their entire business at risk. If you've ever struggled with high costs, bloated software, or restrictive licensing agreements, you're not alone. But don't worry, there's a better way. Enter Godot, a free and open source game engine designed for both 2D and 3D development. Originally created in 2007 and open sourced in 2014, Godot is backed by a passionate global community that continuously improves it. For example, version 4.4 was just released on the 3rd of March 2025, and the development snapshot of version 4.5 has already been released on the 20th of March, barely 17 days later. Unlike corporate-backed engines, Godot's focus is on empowering developers, not generating profit. Indeed, Godot is poised to be the blender of game engines. Now here's the best part. Godot won't cost you a dime. No hidden fees, no shady licensing agreements, just pure, unadulterated, creative freedom. Plus, it's ridiculously lightweight. You can download the entire editor in about the same time it takes to grab a cup of coffee. And no installation is required. Just download, launch, and start making games. If you're just starting out, don't worry. Godot is built with developers in mind. It has a simple interface, a friendly community, and it won't leave you scratching your head like a cryptic puzzle in an old school RPG. The Godot editor is where the magic happens. Imagine a well-organized workshop where you grab your tools, arrange your materials, and bring your ideas to life without tripping over clutter. It's clean, simple, and won't eat up your computer's resources like some bloated, overcomplicated software we won't name. You know who you are. Godot uses things like scenes and nodes for organization. Think of a scene like a little world, or a section, or even a subsection within your game. And inside that world, nodes. These are the building blocks of your game. Kind of like Lego pieces, but way smarter. Another way of saying the same thing is nodes grouped together are scenes. Need a character? That's a combination of nodes. Thus, a scene. A camera? That's a node. An explosion? Another group of nodes. You just stack nodes together in a tree-like structure, and before you know it, you've got yourself a game. Coding can be scary, but Godot makes it much easier. Instead of dumping an encyclopedia's worth of programming jargon on you, it gives you GDScript, a simple, easy-to-read scripting language that feels like a mix of Python and TypeScript. If you're just starting out, GDScript is your best friend. But hey, if you're more into C++ or C# like me, Godot's got you covered too. It even has a visual scripting option if you want to drag and drop your way to game development glory. And once your game is polished, or not, we don't judge, and ready to go, you can export it with a single flick. Whether you want it on Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, iOS, or even consoles, Godot makes it ridiculously easy to share your creation with the world. Now here's where things get even cooler. Did you know that Godot is built using Godot? Inception, right? That means you can extend the editor itself using the same tools you use to make your game. Want to tweak the interface or add custom tools? Go for it. And for all my Blender fans out there, you'll be happy to hear that Godot plays nice with Blender. You can import your 3D models and animations seamlessly. Plus, the short compile time means that you can test changes almost instantly. No more waiting forever for things to build. Just tweak, test, and repeat. So, let's talk about the elephant in the room. How does Godot compare to Unity? Well, for starters, Godot is 100% free. No sneaky fees, no, oh you made money? Now we take a cut nonsense. Meanwhile, Unity starts free but can get expensive if your game makes a bit of money. For 2D development, Godot shines. Many devs even say that it's better than Unity for 2D games because it's built with 2D first in mind. When it comes to 3D though, Unity still has the edge, especially with more advanced tools. Unity also has a massive asset marketplace, which is handy if you want to buy pre-made assets. Godot's marketplace is still growing, but you can find some solid free resources. And let's not forget stability. Godot is evolving fast, which is great, but it also means frequent updates that might break things. Unity, on the other hand, has long-term support versions that are more stable over time. If you're new to Godot, start small. Make a simple 2D game to get a feel for how it works. Play around with GDScript. It's beginner friendly and will save you a lot of headache. And don't forget about the Godot community. There are tons of helpful forums, Discord servers, and YouTube tutorials where experienced developers are happy to help out. Some amazing learning resources include GD Quest's tutorials, Hard Beast's Action RPG course, and Kids Can Code's Godot recipes. If needed, I might even give making tutorials a try in the future. So, is Godot the right game engine for you? If you're looking for a free, lightweight, and flexible tool to start game development, then it definitely is. Download it, experiment, and let your creativity run wild. So, have you used Godot before, or are you planning to give it a shot? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more free, open source, and tech content. Until next time, keep building, keep exploring, and stay curious. This is Mike from Chief Technology Officer, signing off.